For those of you getting out of the military, you're gonna have to deal with CIF or CIF or your issue facility, whatever, wherever you got gear from. There's one thing that you can do to make it way easier to deal with them. You really won't have issues.
There's people out there that are just working harder than everybody else, and they're going to keep doing it. Yeah, and that's their grind. They change everybody's perspective of like what's possible, what to strive for. And
this kind of behavior is never tolerated. Right to jail.
To just make it a lot easier to deal with them is just stay in the military. Just don't get out. And then when you do get out, it's fine, because the first 2 retirement checks that you get, they'll just go to CIF. Those retirement checks will just go to paying off the gear that you didn't turn in, or the gear they wouldn't accept for, whatever reason, I don't know.
A retired Marine is being threatened that they could lose base access for every Marine Corps installation, as it seems like there is some kind of, corruption that just continues to go on that people are very upset about. Now let's give some backstory. This is the owner and operator of All Clear Gear, where he has essentially made a business where he takes stuff that's been issued by CIF, which, by the way, you guys don't know what that means. I had to look it up. Consolidated Issue Facility, because we love acronyms. But essentially, we have known for decades that the units that issue you gear that you then return, they're like, it's not clean enough. You got to get that clean. You do this runaround a million times. You're trying to move. You're trying to get your dog set up for a move to go across the ocean to Okinawa. You're trying to get out. They're trying to retire. Whatever else. This guy was like, hey, we're going to take all that out. My business will be, I will actually just clean it for you for a fee, and that way you don't have to worry about it. But the Marine Corps, we'll talk about that, is telling him he will not be able to do this.
We reached out to the Marine Corps. In a statement, officials said Martinez submitted an unsolicited proposal and was invited to submit a full business plan. But they said due to the incomplete package from All Clear Gear, MCCS could not take further steps to consider Mr. Martinez's proposal. That letter now hangs in his office, a symbol of a different path.
I just wanted to clear the air on my behalf. Back in March, I received a cease and desist letter from MCCS stating that if I continue to do business aboard the installation, I'm going to be barred not only from Camp Pendleton, but every Marine Corps installation across the United States. And in March, I was reached out to, and so were they, by Fox 5 News to provide a statement. They had not provided a statement until the morning of my interview, which was just a couple weeks ago, in which at 8:49, they stated that due to the lack of completion of my proposal, they weren't able to move forward. Over the 5-year span, I submitted 5 different proposals, 10-digit grids, videos, aerial photos. Like, come on. Like, if that was the case, where was the communication? And at the end of the day, I'm not really surprised, but I wanted to give you guys the truth.
Now, I had to read the letter that he posted. You can't see all of it, but there's enough information to give you guys insight of why this is an issue. They say, Dear Mr. Martinez, Marine Corps Community Services, MCCS, has received your unsolicited proposal on March 7th, 2025 to offer cleaning services for active duty government issued tactical gear. Our MCCS business professionals have evaluated the unsolicited submission after analyzing your proposal and MCCS current business portfolio. It has been determined that MCCS does not foresee a possibility of including your business proposal presently in the foreseeable future. Don't really give a reason why on that letter, but here we are. It says separately, it has been brought to our attention that you have solicited units and individuals to host your proposed business operations by statute and regulations. MCCS as a non-appropriate funded instrumentality of the United States Marine Corps is the sole authority entity for all commercial business operations aboard the USMC installations within Marine Corps Installations West, including both Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton and 29 Palms, California. Entities conducting business aboard these installations operate through an approved MCCS awarded contract. Consequently, because there is no contract with MCCS, you are directed to cease this practice and abide by base regulations and policies. Failure to comply with this letter may result in measures that may affect your ability to conduct business aboard any USMC installation. I don't know if that just doesn't sound like monopolizing.
Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved. Yes. But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it.
It sounds like you guys, the audience, might infer from that unless you're willing to have a contract with them, this monopolizing entity, that you cannot have business, which means we know that they are there to make sure businesses are running appropriately. Come on. Now, I will kind of poke the bear with this one because a lot of people have jokingly said that MCCS, this entity, is nicknamed Marine Corps Crime Syndicate because they have been kind of on the sketchy side of what people kind of look at this. And I'm just going to refer to the comments as what people's opinions are out there, so I'm not getting banned either. Outer Shape says, finally someone gives MCCS a good fight over the monopoly they hold over the Marine Corps bases. And someone here says, MCCS is a joke ran by a bunch of salty retired Marines and dependents. And then lastly, Barry Bull, retired Sergeant Major, says, bottom line, they didn't want you to make their money. Again, I just find this crazy because if you can see on the videos, he's got hundreds of Marines that have given name tapes and stuff and things like that. But it does appear that he has moved this off base because of all these threats or whatever, and has still been able to do business and actually has probably done it better because you can do it any day of the week now.
Finally, after 5 years and numerous attempts to work hand in hand with the military, we decided to pivot after receiving closure, and today we sign our lease for our first facility being off base. Now that we have this facility located just 10 minutes conveniently outside of the main gate, we're no longer offering just 7 days, 5 days, or 3-day turnarounds. Now we get to offer 24-hour turnaround services as well as one-for-one swaps on limited items. For those of you that have been following along this journey, you know the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into building what you know as All Clear Gear.
And what I find even more crazy is people heard about some of the issues this guy was going through. And obviously there are veterans that are out there that are trying to help the next generation of people coming through. And this business owner essentially was like, I'm going to sponsor somebody because this is an issue that needs to be rectified.
What's going on, Devil Dog? My name is Joe Tatum. I own Oak Ridge Roofing here in Cedartown, Georgia. I got on TikTok one day, found All Clear Gear, saw they had some sponsor opportunities. I said I want to sponsor a Marine. I got in 2014, got out in 18. CIF was a pain in my ass. I wanted to make sure you got taken care of as you're walking out this door for the last time. 3 things: stay in touch with your boys, get your GI Bill set up, at least have it there as a backup plan, and get your fat ass off the couch, go to the VA's office, get your disability. Congratulations, brother, and if you need anything, reach out.
Big shout out to All Clear Gear for cleaning my gear, making my life a whole lot easier. Thank you, Mr. Joe at Oak Ridge Roofing. Thank you for sponsoring my cleaning. It's honestly going to make my life a whole lot better and easier once I get out. A whole lot of money saved, and I want to thank you so much. Once again, thank you, All Clear Gear. All right, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, good luck on the transition, and we'll see you around California.
Thanks, bro.
And what I have to say about this is it's frustrating because this is so anti-capitalism, like fair competition. It's like there's a chokehold to it. You're like, this should be illegal. And then it's so hard because at the same time, you're like, I would love to help the full circle of life, a veteran that is trying to help out military members. Let's be fair. This person is not going to make hand over fist millions of dollars cleaning freaking CIF gear. This person will probably be able to make a living. But he found a solution to a problem, and then you have MCCS, which is just like, no, we're gonna shut you down. And I bet you right now, how can we make this happen? Even though they're gonna take 10 times as long to do it, turnaround time is gonna be like 5 weeks to do it, and then on top of that, they're gonna make you pay even more. I'm just so annoyed by this, and that is why I'm making this video for All Clear Gear. Don't even know this guy. Don't even care. I think he's doing a good job. And I will say, I think All Clear Gear could be at every fucking Marine Corps base at this point. Could be at Army bases. Could be at all these places if you wanted to scale it. Now, this business idea is not even unique to the idea that somebody else couldn't do this at Fort Hood or Fort Polk or whatever, right? Like somebody could do those things. And just to break down the purpose of the Marine Corps Community Services, they say it's to enhance our nation's warfighters as a continuous force in readiness. It is necessary to ensure they have programs and support not only for themselves, but the family as well. MCCS is a collection of programs with the mission to remove points of friction and deliver life and mission enhancing value to the lives of our Marines and the families. Well, you're not offering this service. You are not providing less friction to a service member. You are hindering that right now. That's what you're doing. Because people have a lot of stuff going on as they're trying to either EAS out of the military or go to their next duty station. Let's continue on. They say MCCS exists to serve Marines and their families through our mission, vision, and values that revolve around the Marine Corps ethos of honor, courage, and commitment. Spread across 20 plus military installations and in deployed environments, our goal is to move with the Marines throughout their career and into retirement. Oh, really? Moving into their retirement, getting out. Doesn't seem like that's the case here. They say beyond the Marine, the readiness of the Corps depends heavily on the secured support system at home. MCCS supports families facing the shifting tides and challenges of modern military life. Yeah, so you understand all of the issues of military life, but you're not willing to allow somebody to come on to help make their lives better and hinder this. We all know this is verbiage. And then on top of that, let's talk about being a small business owner. These people are paying 22% federal tax. They're paying 12% self-employment tax, plus whatever state tax they have to pay, which California is high. And then they're going to have to pay MCCS, whatever percentage. I mean, you would be walking away, maybe getting 50% of what you get. And it's like, it's so frustrating because you're like, we are so anti-small business. That's all I can say. I don't think it's crazy. It would be like opening a barbershop, for example, but that is the case because there's even chokeholds on that. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think about MCCS and kind of their reputation that's been known.